I got you on my mind, and it's time to make you see what I want. So I'll just make this a little more.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Long time no talk or see, I guess, but I did have some camera issues. I did have to send my camera back to Canon, and because it was under the warranty, everything was done for free, and they actually sent me a completely new camera because they weren't able to fix anything. So my vlogging camera did come back in time for my trip to Japan actually, which is the reason why I'm making this video. This is a packing tips and tricks video, just what I like to do. I love to stay organized, especially when I'm going on a trip. I never want to forget something. I have included how I go about making my packing list and packing my suitcase to utilize every single bit of the suitcase, because especially if you're going on a long trip or something longer than a couple days, I'm going to Japan for 2 weeks, you probably will be bringing a lot of stuff. By the time you're seeing this video, I'll actually be on the plane to Japan right now. I'll definitely have up some vlogs of my trip while I'm there, but for right now, I think we'll just jump right into the video. Hope you enjoy. So this is my current setup on my dining table. I usually organize everything on my bed, but I didn't have a good amount of space to film in my bedroom, so this is why I have everything laid out on my dining table instead. So here's a quick overview of what my packing list ends up looking like. I do end up writing 2 packing lists just because one is more organized than the other. Of course, I start out with writing out a rough packing list. This is where I just list out everything at random, whatever I think that I would be needing in no particular order. And afterwards, I'll go in detail with an official packing list, and I'll categorize everything by steps, like bath, all the things that I would need post shower or in the morning, makeup, what things I'll be putting on my face, things like that, so I know that in each step I have everything that I need to be bringing on my trip. For clothing, it gets a little bit more detailed because I like to list out the specific item that I'm going to be bringing, so I'll put out the brand name and the color of the t-shirt or whatever that I would be needing, because I like to know which clothing I'll need. And of course, I'll have a separate list for my carry-on bag because I need to know what I'll be bringing on the airplane. Next up, a crucial detail for me is to go on the weather channel and check out the weather for the time period that I'll be in wherever place that I'll be going. So I'll be going to Japan, Kyoto, and Tokyo specifically, so I'll be looking at the monthly because at this point it's still early to know which to see the detailed reports, but I'll be looking at this as an overview to see like the range of the weather so I know what kind of layers I should be bringing on my trip. The reason why I also like to organize everything by category when I lay everything out before I put them in my suitcase is because then I know where to look. If I ever think that I forget something, I can look in the bath section and see whether or not I forgot something, or in my makeup section, clothing, or eye, or other. And the reason why everything looks kind of sparse right now is because I have packed a lot of it into its own individual bags, or some of them aren't even included in this because they're already for my carry-on bag and have no reason to be anywhere near my suitcase, but fret not, because I plan to be filming a what's in my carry-on bag as well, and that should be going up pretty soon, so be on the lookout for that if you want to know what I pack in my carry-on. But I think we're just going to go straight ahead into how I pack. For me, I think rolling up my clothes is the best option. I find that it takes the smallest amount of space in my suitcase, and clothes can get pretty bulky, especially because for right now I'll be traveling for 2 weeks, and I think that I have a good amount of clothes that would be taking up a good amount of space in my suitcase. So I'll be using the biggest part of my suitcase, and I'll pack the fattest, like thickest things first, so that I know how much room they're going to take up. And as for my t-shirts and stuff, those can be rolled up pretty thin, so I'll use the small crevice that the suitcase handle makes to stuff those in there, and I can usually stuff about all of them in there for the most part, and then I can just stuff all the other stuff in the big spaces and then work around the small spaces in between the big things, like so. And then everything else, whatever can be fit on top, will be done so as well. The type of clothing I bring on a trip always depends on how long I'll be staying there, but of course I'll always bring clothing that matches with everything that I bring. That doesn't really make sense. I'll bring tops that match with my bottoms, like both pair of my bottoms. I'm bringing 2 pairs of jeans, so both shirts that I'm bringing have to match with both pair of jeans, and same goes for my sweaters. And my intimates go in a small bag, so when in case they spill out, I won't be embarrassed. And Urban Outfitter bags are always really good to use as laundry bags, so make sure to save those guys for when you go on trips next. Moving on to small non-clothing items, I always package them in bags so that I always know where they are, and of course these will also be categorized like my packing list is, so I know that one designated bag has all the things that I need for my shower or for my makeup and whatnot. So it's just easier to find that way. I don't have to dig through all of my individual bags. And in this case I have like my tampons, my pads all in one place, and my eye care goes into one place. Also, Ziplocs are honestly your best friend. They'll catch anything that spills out, especially for liquids that you don't want to get all over your clothing, so make sure to utilize those if you're going to be packing those. And then of course I'll just be packing that into my suitcase one by one. By bag, these will also probably have their designated section of the suitcase, but if you really know what bag has what items in them, you can probably just pack them anywhere that fits. It's kind of like a Tetris game because you want everything to fit perfectly into your bag. I also like to pack a Febreze fabric spray if you don't think that you'll have access to laundry or you'll be re-wearing a lot of things. That also comes in handy. As for packing in my shoes, I fold them or pack them in 2 different types of ways. I can either pack them in standing up like so or lying down. It depends on how much space you have in your suitcase and whatever you think will fit best. I packed them in standing up, but I actually needed to repack them in lying down because it wouldn't fit in my suitcase standing up. So yeah, the shoes I'm bringing are just according to weather as well. My booties can be worn for nice occasions, and I can also casually walk around in them, and my Tims are for rainy weather because looking at the weather report I saw that it was going to be raining or snowing in Kyoto, and I thought it would be better to have Tims rather than anything, and they're comfy to walk in, so if anything I always have that to go back to if I'm going to be doing a lot of walking. And of course I'll just be packing that into my suitcase. And it does look like there's a gigantic space left in my suitcase because there is. I won't leave that empty. I do have gifts for my family members that I'll be packing in there. I just have to do that. And then when I give all those gifts out, I have enough space for anything that I buy in Japan. For my video, I'll have my what's in my carry-on video linked down below and somewhere in the cards when that is up. And also please make sure to give this a big thumbs up if you enjoyed or even found it helpful, and subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up with me in my vlogs. And I hope you'll come join me. Thank you for watching. Bye!